10 goes to Velgurn. Being a true dragon, she naturally ranks among the strongest beings in the world. Other than her immense EP and her combat skill, her ultimate skill, Duga, Lord of Flame God, is brokenly OP, being the unification of Uriel and Ragriel. Uriel deals with spatial management, having complete control over space in the follower belief system, while Ragriel was the ultimate skill given by Veldanava to Velgurt, with it being one of the 7 virtues. It allows free manipulation of all energy or amplification, the ability to amplify something more infinitely. When used on a person, it could be used either to increase their strength or to pass the limit of their bodies, resulting in the living thing being burnt alive by their own body heat, otherwise falling apart. When used on an attack, the result is absolute catastrophic, increasing its power to the absolute limit and creating the strongest offensive power. She has a lot of strong abilities which would take a very long time to explain, so the top 3 that sound strong from what I've seen are Acceleration, which has the ability to accelerate the biological or spiritual living functions of even spiritual life forms. The target will either die or their energy will run rampant, revealing itself from their control. Cardinal Aura, which burns those touched by it, be it material or even spiritual life forms. Cardinal Acceleration, which is the result of the combination of Charity and Acceleration, which creates an unblockable, inescapable attack, which is said to move thousands of times faster than the speed of sound. She also has Resurrection, and she has a Absorb Dragon Blade, which is said to be God grade. Number 9 goes to Velzard. Just like Velgurn, she is a true dragon, but she is known as the Frost Dragon. She's so powerful she can hold her own in skirmishes against Stampede Milim, and even Veldora will find himself outmatched. She houses the ultimate skill Gabriel, Lord of Patience, which was bestowed upon her by Veldanava. It substats her fixation, which allows the user to fix something into its current state, which just means to freeze it, effectively locking it inside of a temporal stasis. Eternal World, a world system skill that brings everything in the user's domain to an absolute halt, locking them in place and nullifying all types of attacks. She also has space-time manipulation and temporal manipulation, which just allows her to control both space and time. She has 2 more abilities that I'm going to mention, which are Snow Crystal, which brings the air surrounding the user to absolute 0, locks it in a state of fixation, wrapping them in an indestructible object, and Time Stop, which allows her to stop the flow of time entirely for a short duration. Now, number 8 goes to Guy Crimson. Being recognized as one of the most powerful beings in the world, even being considered by some the strongest, has known only one official defeat, being at the hands of the Star King Dragon Veldanava, even going as far to impress him for surviving the attack, and he even rivals the superior race known as True Dragons. His ultimate skill is Lucifer, Lord of Pride, and is stupidly broken, being able to copy most skills and ultimate skills he sees. Though, depending on how strong the skill is, he won't be able to use it at 100%, or it might not just be useful at all. So it does have some drawbacks. But he also has Summoning Magic, Time Stop, and all kinds of other strong magic and talent, which puts him on the top 10 list. Number 7 goes to Masayuki. This is due to his amazing luck and his OP skill True Hero, Lord of the Heroes. Its abilities are Banner of the Supreme King, allows the user to call upon their fallen allies and replicate their abilities, memories, and experiences inside the user. Hero's action guides the user's allies down the path of becoming heroes, eventually making their names famous. Hero's Blessing, which bestows the user and their allies with immense luck. This results in normal lethal attacks not dealing nearly their normal damage, and the user and their allies' attacks deal the most damage possible. This also makes all the actions the user does be viewed in positive light no matter what it is. Hero's Charisma, which empowers the user's allies with immense courage that enables them to fight even in the most desperate situations. It also has the effect of turning defeated enemies into allies. This effect also applies to monsters, with a notable exception of undead. Lastly, he has Lucky Field. In response to the user's happy mood, it grants luck correction that gives tremendous divine protection to those who support the user. The divine protection given to allies with an existence level over 100,000 will provide them with the lowest rank protection needed to fight against ultimate skills. Number 6 goes to Chloe due to her immense strength, which she was given 2 Heroes Eggs, which is the definition of OP, sealing Veldora like it was nothing, and having a few other feats, but one of the things that makes her strong is her ultimate skill, Yog Sotto Heart, God of Space Time. which contains combination of ultimate skills Infinite Prison, Absolute End, and Usurper. Chloe also integrated her unique skill Time Traveler, which allows Yogg to interfere with time. Its abilities are Copy, which allows the user to copy and obtain skills and techniques of those who they are fighting. Seize, which allows the user to rob power from their opponents, depriving them of their skills and techniques. Force Takeover, the ability to rob power even from those who are weaker than the user but at a higher energy cost. Space-Time Manipulation, Absolute End, Infinite Prison, Temporal Manipulation, Time Leap, and Time Stop also reside in this skill. She also has Serial, which has the authority over life and cycle of reincarnation. Lastly, she has Michael, which has the authority of control over free will. Its abilities are Armageddon, otherly known as Army of Angels, which summons an army of up to 2 million angels which obey the user. Castle Guard, which is an impenetrable barrier that can be activated by the will of the user, powered by the loyalty of the user's subjects. While the barrier is active, the use of skills, magic kills, and even aura completely prohibited, leaving only pure physical and physiological means of attack available to the user, such as swordplay and hockey. Next sub-skill is Regalian Dominion, the ability to place any life form under the will of the user. Success is determined if the user's available energy is greater than the target's, with the only significant trade-off being that the captured target total energy will be deducted from the user to maintain their control over them. As a result, the number of subjects that can be controlled at once is limited. The user can also access the skills of those under their control. Ultimate Dominion, the counterpart to Regalia Dominion, its power is the absolute control over any angelic skill holder, achieved by sending signals of interference to the target's heart core via domination circuits. Deeply embedded within all angelic skills, in which are connected to Michael. The user has to be aware of the target's location via some means for this to work though. The user can freely use and duplicate after analysis the angelic skills of those who are under their control, the degree of said control at their discretion. However, the effect can be resisted to some extent, especially if the subject has a demonic skill. Fifth goes to Feldaway, being one of Veldanava's earliest creations. He is truly strong and the central antagonist of the story. Having 17 ultimate skills he can make use of, so you can see why he's truly OP. Having skills copied from Michael itself, plus he has Michael, Lord of Justice, and Castle Guard, which I truly explained, which makes him truly broken. Fourth goes to Milim. She is without a doubt one of the strongest beings in the world, being an unstoppable force with her ultimate skill, Satano, Lord of Wrath, and her true dragon magic. Satanel harbors magical breeder reactor. This ability is fueled by the user's rage and magic kills, by taking in magic kills from their surroundings and mixing it in with their own. They then collide together in a process similar to nuclear fission and create more magic kills. This allows the user's energy to increase dramatically, and no matter the consumption, it will not decrease. This allows them to fight without running out of energy almost indefinitely. It also has Stampede, a self-defense mechanism where the user is taken over by wrath, destroying everything in their wake. For the true dragon magic, she has Drago Buster. Milim creates a sphere that then fires out several beams of light, which home in on the target for engulfing them in a huge explosion. Drago Nova, which creates a sphere that then fires out an enormous unblockable beam of light, which destroys everything in its path. Finally, one of the most OP things that she has being the invisible Stardust Barrier, which, using Stardust as a thin veil around her, creates a barrier strong enough to tank universal/multiversal attacks, making her practically impossible to lay a scratch on for most people. Third goes to Everidge, a bizarre and mindless entity of unknown origin, causing so much mayhem that Veldanava had to seal it. It's a beast only moving based on its instinct, which compelled it to fight strong opponents and cause mass amounts of destruction. Not much is known about its abilities. Second goes to Rimuru, having almost every skill in the show, true dragon and practically a god, and being super OP. He can destroy universes with just his aura. To name a few skills, Azeroth, God of Void, which makes him one-shot strong opponents, Mana CL, and Lord of Abundance truly makes him broken. Well, even more broken. It was debated to put Rimuru at the top of the list due to how strong he is at the end, but I left him in second due to the other lists. Let me know if you think he deserves first. First goes to Veldanava in his prime. He was omniscient and omnipotent, which means all-knowing and all-powerful, but gave up this power. He is God, having created everything: the world, humans, true dragons, etc., and the 7 virtue ultimate skills, which are his divine authority, which he gave to those he deemed worthy, which the strongest characters hold, and he himself having them, those being Gabriel, Lord of Patience; Haniel, Lord of Glory; Israfil, Lord of Judgment; Jibril, Lord of Rigor; Melchizedek, Lord of Dominion; Metatron, Lord of Purity; Michael, Lord of Justice; Raguel, Lord of Charity; Raphael, Lord of Knowledge or Wisdom; Tendalphon, Lord of Judgment; and Sariel, Lord of Hope. If you are wondering the lists I've referenced, here they are, and if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe.